Yo, Big Kiss back up in here. I just found something out, y'all. I did not believe this. Lowaster is cooking on this. Y'all not gonna believe that Math Hoffa, the battle rapper, has been glazing Drake this whole time. I had no clue. Now, I knew Drake been coming to the smack battles and all that, but I didn't know that he was glazing Drake. This is nasty work, y'all. This is some nasty work. I will leave a link in the description. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
But what's way more shocking is that an elite lyricist, who you'd assume would be with K-Dot, is actually intent on endorsing Drake's point of view. A former battle rapper turned podcaster, Math Hoffa has really gone hard for Drake.
No. I guess I ain't been watching enough of his podcast. This is wild. This is wild.
A way that he has left his own audience baffled. At first, he rode into the battle for him, and even got offended on his behalf when faced with the argument that if Drake knows this payola and botting scheme goes on, he might have used it to win with previous beefs, such as his war with Meek Mill.
That's you.
But it hasn't always gone so well.
In a nutshell, here's what I think. I'm not debating with you motherfuckers on who won. I don't give a fuck who you think won. What I give a fuck about is if
You're a battle rapper, bro. What you mean you don't care who won? Now all of a sudden you don't care who win in a rap battle? This is what you was built up off. Also, Lowaster is about to explain how Drake has been paying people behind closed doors. Now we got facts, because I know this dude who Lowaster about to show. I know he not gonna lie. I know he just don't seem like the lying type. We gonna just stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned.
both these guys under the same label, the label is not supposed to pick sides. And if you're the guy that's getting the big bag, for some reason, they don't like that. So they want to bring down the guy with the big bag. Now, Kendrick may have did it on his own.
Faced with the argument that if Drake knows this payola and botting scheme goes on, he might have used it to win with previous beefs.
And if you're the guy that's getting the big bag, for some reason, they don't like that. So they want to bring down the guy with the big bag. Now, Kendrick may have did it on his own merit, you know, with his own hard work and all the records that he...
It's reached the point where he's getting actively trolled and accused of caping for an interview, only to then bring out hypothetical situations to try to prove his point.
How we gonna laugh at that? Because what happens when it's a white rapper going against Kendrick?
Attempts to try and rationalize his stance, people are struggling to understand how someone who is entrenched in hip-hop culture like him can be siding with how Drizzy has conducted himself. Matt's trying to get that discount Drake feature. Matt's trying...
Yo, every podcast, like not every podcaster, some of them New York podcasts, they still want Drake, that Drake feature. He's right. He's absolutely right.
Trying to get some OVO money. Wherever possible, those in support of Drake have attempted to portray the alleged botting and pay for play as if this was the ultimate underhanded tactic by Kendrick. In their estimations, it was an illegal act when Drake was just trying to compete on a level playing field. But this requires them to ignore the testimony of someone like Rob Markman, a hip-hop...
Pay attention, y'all. Y'all know Rob Markman. Y'all know Rob Markman. He's a great YouTuber. I think he's just starting to get on YouTube, but he been in the game for a long time, y'all. He's a real hip-hop guy. You know, he really knowledgeable. Y'all check out what happened, y'all. Pay attention.
Hip-hop journalism legend who claimed that the OVO team tried to sweeten the pot to get his support during the beef.
I tell you one further, and I'm gonna be honest, and I haven't said this, and I was approached during the battle by a team connected with the OVO side and asked me to show the boys some love. You know, again, I was being as unbiased as possible. I was calling it like I said, but they asked me, yo, we know you're unbiased. Really said it. We know you're unbiased, and we like that you're unbiased and you really try to call it straight. But can you show the guy some love? No, absolutely no money was offered. They kind of offered some things, some information, some access, and say, yo, and we'll make it that you could play his songs in your videos. You know, we'll whitelist it. Ultimately, I declined.
Ultimately,
there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. They said he said no money was offered. Now, we both know if he would have asked for some money, they would have gave it up. But who's to say they wasn't offering nobody else no money? Who's to say they wasn't offering nobody else certain brand deals or certain whitelisting the music so they could be played in the back of the YouTube? Academics, man, you're compromised, bro. How you go from a straight up Kendrick fan? What? Drake is scared of Kendrick. That's what Ak used to say. That's what he used to say. Oh, my top 5 is Drake. Don't make no sense.
Rob refused because he didn't want to sacrifice his professional reputation. And even then, he wasn't really going at Drake. Instead, he just relayed his own experience. But the same can't be said for some other media figures in the game. Because now, every personality that Drake made an enemy of is now using the lawsuit story as a gateway to tear him to shreds. First, there's Charlamagne the God, a man who has had issues with Drake for years and was even insulted by him on Instagram just last year. The Breakfast Club host has been making a mockery of his decision to sue whenever he can.
All I'm saying, Aubrey, is stop acting like you haven't been the beneficiary of record label technology, okay? You being a whole hoe simply because you lost. Simply because Kendrick Lamar kicked your ass lyrically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And anybody acting like this is anything more than Drake's feelings being hurt, you a hoe too. A OV hoe to be exact, okay?
And along the way, he's issued warnings to Kendrick about his stadium tour, as once he announced the tour dates, he feels Charlamagne might try and be obstructive in the same way as he had been when Schoolboy Q and Sir tried to play in Toronto in the midst of the beef.
It's gonna be crazy, and we already seen when Rick Ross went there and he played Not Like Us and he was bopping out to it. What happened to him?
Oh, it's gonna be a lot different with Kendrick.
Oh no, I know it's gonna be a lot different, but he's stopping there on the tour on Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think I would make that stop. You know what I'm saying? Not because of no street stuff either. We know how connected Drake is in Toronto as far as with government officials and who else. Like they might just make life difficult for Kendrick on that level. Forget the street stuff. I'm talking about being detained or, you know, you can't even trust people at the airport. Who can you really trust in Toronto?
Although he has clowned Drake for taking legal action, Rory and Mal have clapped back and claimed that he doesn't have a leg to stand on considering he's done similar things.
He has been.
But I heard people at that stadium that Kendrick gonna be performing at don't even like Drake.
On retainer with Atlantic for, I don't know, 15 years. So I do understand why his rant exists.
Yeah.
Nobody should try to audit the major labels because they'll see Charlamagne the God as a line item. And on top of that, I think it's funny that somebody is mad at Drake doing hoe shit by sending lawsuits, C&Ds, petitions about being called a pedophile when he has sent C&Ds to people because they were calling him a certified pedophile.
For some other former enemies of Drizzy's, they found the way to be objective when they want and outright offensive at times. The prime example of this is Joe Budden. As the news of the lawsuit broke, it's fair to say that Budden went pretty hard on Drizzy.
We see what he's doing at the face of adversity.
Or he's a selfish, lying, manipulative sack of shit who has made enemies for 15 years, and now we're here at the fucking boiling point.
They both could be true.
You've been behind the scenes being the biggest sack of shit you can possibly be. I'm not here to fucking play games with you niggas. Niggas know what it is out there.
This makes a lot of sense. I've literally devoted an entire video to the simmering hate between these two. So it should be expected that when Drake is down, Joe might take a swipe. But he's capable of seeing his side of the coin too. And recently, he cast aside the narrative that he couldn't do a stadium tour.
I'm not gonna say that Drake is not, what are we talking about, stadium? Stadium act. Let's deal with facts. He hasn't done one yet.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's where I would be.
If the did 6 shows straight at Madison Square Garden, I don't know what it looks like if he tries to do a stadium tour, 1, and 2, I don't know that he's just trying to circumvent the fees that come along with stadium tours. I don't know. Again, above my pay grade. But it is a flex that Kendrick is doing stadium tours 1 and doing the stadium in Toronto.
Above all, if there's one thing that those in the media who aren't rolling with Drake can agree on, it's that the lawsuit just isn't a good look. While there is a possible argument that he's doing it over financial foul play and not the beef, it seems like he's struggling to get a lot of industry insiders to believe that's the real motivation.
He doesn't get more money. Let's just assume that. But to go as far as this lawsuit goes and claims, to me says, hey, Drake, you know what this label is capable of.
That's right.
And likely they have used these tactics on your behalf.
Indeed.
Which also is this Budden.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Right, because why would you jump to that unless you know the inside game of how your label moves?
Despite what his battalion of supporters may say, his latest moves are seen as a massive backfire. And while his initial concern was over his brand being devalued, there are many people who believe he's now liable to miss out on even more cash by how outing himself like this and running to a lawyer in the midst of a beef is perceived by hip-hop at large. And this isn't limited to those in the rap game. Even Stephen A. Smith felt the need to reveal how much his ploy had reflected badly on him and elevated.
Hey, Stephen A. done got on him. Stephen A. got on him. Stephen A. wasn't playing, boy. He said, I'll take this back to the old school. Look, his sleeves rolled up and everything.
Dot.
Inadvertently boosting Kendrick Lamar's streams. The legal filings which accused UMG of artificially boosting the popularity of Kendrick's diss track, Not Like Us, through streaming bots and payola, have resulted in a massive 440% increase in the song's sales.
And what's even crazier is that he's even acknowledged that he got under his skin.
I understand that Drake's a bit sensitive in these times, he's in his feelings. And don't ask me how, but I know that he has seen.
Why he sound like Trump when he said that? Drake's a little bit sensitive at times. He's a little bit in his feelings.
The song's sales.
And what's even crazier is that he's even acknowledged that he got under his skin.
I understand that Drake's a bit sensitive in these times, he's in his feelings. And don't ask me how, but I know that he has seen this show. And I know that he has seen some of the things that I have said about him on this show.
Through it all, he's clarified his position, because unlike the likes of Charlemagne, Joe, and even Ebro, Stefan's analysis was nothing personal. He was just calling it how he sees it, and his conclusion was that this was a big gamble from Drizzy that hasn't paid off.
To Drake, the artist extraordinaire, I did not say or echo a single negative thing about you. You're a phenomenal artist, you're big time. What I said was fact. Not Like Us got you. I even pointed out how the line about accusing you of being a pedophile, ain't nobody paying attention to that. They just think it's lyrics, it's bars being dropped, and he got the better of you. What I'm saying is, you don't go the lawyer route in hip hop over something like this. You take it to the studio. You take it to the streets. That's all I said.
Whatever side a media personality is on with this.
Nah, you don't take it to the streets. You don't want to do that. Don't 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 do that. Please don't do that. But yeah, he absolutely right. Drake don't like nobody being fair. They don't want to call. Drake don't want nobody to call it. Yo, he Dot won against you, bro. He feel like you automatically on Dot's side because it is what it is, bro. You lost.
This beef, it ultimately benefits them to discuss it when it comes to viewing figures. Because just as the beef made Not Like Us one of the biggest tracks of the year, it's also been a windfall for these commentators who know that speaking about it is going to get them plenty of clicks. If you wanted to hear more about Drake's lawsuit and how the world feels about it, peep the video.
Yeah, y'all go check that out, man. Luis is an amazing YouTuber. He's very good at what he does. Yeah, I'll leave a link in the description. Y'all let me know how y'all feel, bro, about these glazes. Mad Hoffa, he shocked me. He shocked me. I didn't know he was glazing. I know. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, y'all.